6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. Island-wide quarantine curfew imposed at night from today. 2,576 new cases of COVID-19 confirmed yesterday. The COVID-19 recovery is up by 2,387 in Sri Lanka. No social gatherings from tonight. All wedding functions banned from Tuesday midnight. A special meeting of the political party leaders has been scheduled for today on the request of the Leader of the House, Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. The special educational radio channel titled Vision FM will be broadcast by the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation FM 102.1 and 102.3 radio waves from today. In news overseas, Afghanistan conflict, Taliban push into Kabul as president flees. In sports news, Roger Federer will be out for many months as he prepares for further knee surgery. Island-wide quarantine curfew will be enforced between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. from today, the head of the National Operations Centre for the Prevention of the COVID-19 outbreak, General Shavendra Silva, announced. The quarantine curfew order will be in effect every day until further notice, the Army Commander said further. The movement of the members of the public is strictly restricted during this period, except for the employees of the essential services. The Ministry of Health yesterday confirmed that another 2,576 persons have tested positive for the novel coronavirus. All the new COVID-19 cases reported are associated with the New Year cluster. This brings the total number of COVID-19 cases identified in the country thus far to 354,109. Sri Lanka has reported a total of 309,732 recoveries from the virus so far. The Ministry of Health reports that another 2,387 patients being treated for COVID-19 have completed their recovery and have been discharged from hospitals within the past 24 hours. Accordingly, this brings the total number of COVID-19 recoverers in the country to 309,732. Sri Lanka has thus far confirmed a total of 354,109 positive cases of the coronavirus, while 35,866 infected patients are currently under medical care. The Army Commander, General Shavendra Silva, says the authorities have decided not to allow weddings to take place at homes or reception halls, with effect from midnight on Tuesday the 17th. The Army Commander, General Shavendra Silva, added no social gatherings or functions are permitted from yesterday. He also said restaurants can operate with a maximum 50% capacity. He requests the public and restaurant owners to take maximum efforts to control the capacity and discourage gatherings. The instructions will remain in force until further notice. The Army Commander also requests the general public to refrain from visiting public places. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. A special meeting of political party leaders has been scheduled for today on the request of the Leader of the House, Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. Chaired by the Speaker Mahindayapa Abhayavardhana, the meeting will take place at the Parliamentary Complex. Minister Gunawardena, speaking in this regard, said he decided to call for a special party leaders meeting to discuss the prevailing COVID-19 situation in the country. In the meantime, the Parliament is due to convene from tomorrow, Tuesday, the 17th of August, to Friday, the 20th of August. He added that health guidelines given by the authorities will have to be strictly followed at supermarkets, shops, shopping malls and restaurants. With regard to calling employees to work in the public and private sectors, the heads of the respective institutions are vested with the authority to recall employees living outside of the relevant province. At institutions in the private sector, employees should be called to work while adhering to health guidelines and while considering the space at the place of work. The special educational radio channel titled Vision FM will be broadcast on the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation's FM 102.1 and 102.3 radio waves from today. This educational channel will be broadcast every day from 4 a.m. to 12 midnight for 20 hours, and 65% will be for subject-based teaching and 35% will be for non-subject teaching. Meanwhile, steps will be taken to launch 6 educational channels on POTV within the next week. Another 20 educational channels would be launched in the near future, and as a first step, 6 channels would be launched, and special attention would be paid to the use of satellite technology for areas without telecom coverage. The police has taken measures to strictly deal with the drivers who provide false information upon entering the expressways to cross provincial borders. Police spokesperson Senior DIG Ajit Rohana says only persons attached to the essential services can cross the border and they are required to provide the necessary documentation at the checkpoints. He says it has been a habitual action to use the expressways to cross the provincial borders. All the byroads between provinces are also manned by police officers, he added. A special gazette notification will be issued to make all the health guidelines issued by the Director General of Health Services a law. The Minister of Health, Pavitra Vanyarachi, says it is scheduled to be announced today. She said so at a meeting with the heads of news agencies at the Ministry of Health. The minister also said that steps are being taken to issue another set of guidelines tightening the security at the boundaries of the Western Province. That's local news.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
All wedding functions, irrespective of the venue, will not be allowed to be held from Tuesday, the 17th of August midnight, the National Operations Centre for the Prevention of the COVID-19 outbreak states. The decision has been taken as a measure to control the COVID-19 pandemic situation in the country. Accordingly, weddings, whether held at home or at a reception hall, will not be permitted until further notice. Furthermore, no activity that amasses the public will be allowed to be carried out from midnight today, the head of the NOCPCO, General Shavendra Silva, states.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And now in Watchlight, the police have provided a telephone number to the general public to report information regarding any activities related to child labour in the Colombo city or suburbs. The police spokesman, Senior DIG Ajit Rohana, said a special operation was initiated recently in the Colombo city and the suburbs in the Western Province to nab offenders. He said that if the public has any information with respect to child labour, they are requested to provide such information to the Colombo Emergency Centre via the telephone number 0112 433 333. That came to you in Watchlight. And now in world news headlines, Haiti earthquake, rescuers search for survivors as death toll climbs to 1,297. Afghanistan conflict, Taliban push into Kabul as president flees. Japan rain, nearly 2 million residents told to seek shelter. Officials in Haiti have confirmed at least 1,297 people are dead after a powerful 7.2 magnitude earthquake hit the Caribbean nation on Saturday. Rescuers are picking through rubble in a desperate search for any survivors. Homes, churches and schools were among buildings flattened in the quake. Some hospitals were left overwhelmed and in need of supplies. An unknown number of people are missing and about 5,700 have been injured, officials say. The Taliban are on the brink of victory in Afghanistan after their fighters entered the capital Kabul and seized the presidential palace. The government has collapsed, with President Ashraf Ghani fleeing abroad. Kabul descended into chaos as residents and foreign nationals tried to escape. For many Afghans, it was a terrifying day that marked the return of the Taliban rule almost 20 years after they were ousted by a US-led coalition. Nearly 2 million people have been urged to evacuate their homes amid heavy rainfall in parts of Japan. Highest level rain warnings have been issued in a number of prefectures including Fukuoka and Hiroshima. One woman has died and her husband and daughter are missing after a landslide destroyed 2 homes in Nagasaki Prefecture. More than 150 troops, the police and firefighters have been sent to help with rescue operations in the area. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. Haiti earthquake, rescuers search for survivors as death toll climbs to 1,297. Afghanistan conflict, Taliban push into Kabul as president flees. Japan rain, nearly 2 million residents told to seek shelter. That was World News.
Development News is brought to you by Quality Matters Than Price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, #1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
A special work plan is underway to promote rubber products. It is reported that there is a demand for rubber-related products in the automobile industry. The main objective of this project is to meet the local demand of these accessories. There is a substantial amount of foreign exchange spent on the import of these accessories. This project will reduce the import and help the government to save a lot of foreign exchange.
Development News was brought to you by Quality Matters Than Price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, #1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
In sports news, Roger Federer says he will be sidelined for many months as he prepares to have further knee surgery. The 40-year-old Swiss, a 20-time Grand Slam champion, had 2 knee operations last year. In a video post on Instagram, Federer said he hoped the surgery would give him a glimmer of hope to return to action.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Hatton National Bank HNB PLC continued to demonstrate resilience amidst volatile conditions, posting a profit before tax of 10.9 billion rupees and a profit after tax of 9.1 billion rupees. The group profits also improved in line with PBT and PAT at 12 billion rupees and 9.8 billion rupees respectively. The loan book recorded a growth of 8.6% over the past 12 months to June 2021. Despite the same, the reduction of over 20 BPS in AWPLR over the same period resulted in a 10.6 YOY drop in 1H interest income to 48.1 billion rupees. Strong CASA mobilization efforts led to a 27.1% YOY growth in the CASA base, which improved to 405.5 billion rupees as at end of June 2021.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Sri Lanka is to receive over $2.65 billion in foreign receipts in the next 3 months, the State Minister of Finance and Capital Market Development Ajit Nivard Cabral says. In an interview with CNBC Street Signs, he said that these would come via currency swaps, IMF and other methods. Quote, we are expecting $780 million by the end of August through the International Monetary Fund's new Special Drawing Rights SDR proposal, unquote.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says showers will occur at times in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and in the Kandy and Nuwara Eliya districts. Showers will occur at several places in the northwestern province and in the Gala and Matara districts. Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the Uva province and in the Ampara and Batikalo districts during the evening or night. Fairly strong winds up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected at times in the Hambantota district. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during the thunder showers. This weather report was issued this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com predicts that Colombo's weather would be generally bright during the day. There will be cloudy weather in the afternoon. Today's daytime temperature would be around 29 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 27 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in select spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be 25 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast. The air quality index AQI is 14, which shows a fair condition in Colombo. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. Island-wide quarantine curfew imposed at night from today. 2,576 new cases of COVID-19 confirmed yesterday. The COVID-19 recovery is up by 2,387 in Sri Lanka. No social gatherings from tonight. All wedding functions banned from Tuesday midnight. A special meeting of political party leaders has been scheduled for today on the request of the leader of the House, Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. The special educational radio channel titled Vision FM will be broadcast by the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation's FM 102.1 and 102.3 radio waves from today. In news overseas, Afghanistan conflict, Taliban push into Kabul as president flees. In sports news, Roger Federer will be out for many months as he prepares for further knee surgery. That concludes this news broadcast.